welcome you to sunny South Florida. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Jay, you know it. It's special here in Miami with 3 decades of NBA basketball.
Ed, the legendary owner, Mickey Arison, has put everything into this storied franchise and will continue to do so.
3 championships won here in Miami. And tonight, another big matchup on EA Sports. Opening tip won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Dwayne Wade to Dragic. Here comes the screen. Andre
Whoa! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay. Dragic to Butler. And he's going to the line to shoot.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Rose into the front court. They trail by 2. Here comes the screen. Derrick Rose slams it down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
It's the Heat with the possession. Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Griffin. No good. Defense catching a break there. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin missed his first. That one goes.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Butler to bring it up. Down 2. Dragic to Butler. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
To Wade. Nothing going here on that drive. Butler. To Wade. Butler. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
It's Detroit's ball. Derrick Rose, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Butler to Wade. Beyond the arc for 3. His first effort off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Rose into the front court. Leads up bucket. To Griffin. Luke Kennard slams it down. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
To Wade. And it's Griffin there to clear the rebound. Has a chance. Kennard shot off the mark.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Here comes the screen. Dragic to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Pistons have it. Rose to Luke Kennard. To Griffin. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. To Dragic. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. New blood coming in for both sides.
Subbing in for Miami, number 40, Udonis Haslem.
Reggie Jackson rocks the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
And the finish off the nice step through.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there, but let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
Ed, it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock. Second quarter set to begin. Some impressive shooting numbers. Jay, is that good offense, or is it, dare we say, bad defense?
The pace of this game has been prolific. As a fan, I love to watch. As a coach, I would be pulling my hair out. These players would drive me crazy. I need to see some defense, please.
I don't want to ask this question. What hair?
Why would you ask it then if you don't want to ask?
Just going there.
Okay, well, you went there.
Serge Ibaka. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. Won't go down. Miami with the basketball. Lynn to Wade. Here comes the screen. Ibaka to Wade. Fine to shoot. He was smothered and still gets it to go down. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Jeremy Lin, he's finally on the board, makes his first shot.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Jackson with it, trailing by 4. Serge Ibaka with a piece.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Time for some new personnel into the game.
Number 13, Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Green, get over, get over.
Trying to cash in. You talk about forcing things up. Too much pressure that time.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Rebounded by the Heat. To Wade. Nice finish at the rim.
There are certain guys in this league that were brought to teams to do things that normal players would never think about doing. We call them tone setters.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
To Griffin.
Don't let him split, don't let him split.
Detroit with 4 to shoot. Griffin cleans it up. It's Wade. To Butler. Jimmy Butler. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Griffin. And he throws it down. Andre Drummond with the slam. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Just a reminder, we interrupt today's ticket raffle. You have until the end of today's game to claim your prize at the customer service desk located near section 104.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Andre Drummond snatching it out of the air. Pistons ball here to Rose. Derrick Rose, 3 for 3 in this first half.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Butler into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Throws it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Rose. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Jose Calderon. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 87% from the line. Misses the first. Misses the second as well. To Dragic. To Drummond. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Butler to bring it up. It's a 9-point lead. Jimmy Butler, he's now 4 for 6.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
It's me, I got it.
Oh, the Heat right there to take it away. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half as the Heat enjoy some breathing room.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Heat didn't hold back in that opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat. The Pistons have yet to appear after one half of basketball. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Bench points.
The Detroit Pistons were not given a chance to relax in that opening half. Even when the starters were on the bench, the reserves were maintaining the lead and earning their playing time.
Player of the half.
Butler was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Rose into the front court. His guys down 11. Griffin to Drummond. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Jimmy Butler, he's now shooting 5 for 7.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Dwayne Wade able to recover with the block. Kennard. Miami secures the rebound. To Wade. Dragic. Scores from the post.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Rose. Drummond. Over to the right side. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. They dared him, and he burns them.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. To Drummond. Rose to Luke Kennard. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. To Rose. Deep right corner. Deep 2 there, won't go. Nothing going here on that drive. Wade to Ibaka.
Hey, watch this screen left.
To Dragic.
Hey, double screen. Watch it back up, watch it back up.
Goran Dragic. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Drummond goes to the left side. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Rose. Rebound comes to Miami. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose, but really good habits to gain.
First free throw is good.
Okay.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Turn to page 15 in today's game program for the latest trivia question and submit your answer on the team website. One lucky winner will have a chance to receive $500 by making a half-court shot.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions.
Andre Iguodala. And number 32, Jimmer Fredette.
Over and back. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Drummond. Knocked loose. He'd get control. And counted at the rim.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Jackson with it. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. To Luke Kennard. To Jackson. From long range. Defense was ready. Reggie Jackson unable to hit. Has a look. Iguodala's shot no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Jackson. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Reggie Jackson, not that time. It's a big finish.
The assist from number 9, Serge Ibaka.
Can't miss those. That ends the third quarter, and the Heat right now are feeling good. So the Heat will have it to start this fourth and final quarter, and they have done no wrong to this point. They have this game well in control.
They took control early, and they never let up. The scary thing about this team, if they keep their foot on the gas and then throttle it down, they can win this game by 50.
To Reggie Jackson. Nothing going here on that drive. 5 seconds to shoot. Just not going down. It's the Heat with the possession. To Carter. Surveys the floor. Vince Carter. Oh, I missed a short one there. Jackson with it. Down a bundle. To Griffin. Jackson to Griffin. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Has a chance off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Iguodala to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Reggie Jackson pins it. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Vince Carter. The jumper's off the mark. Rose into the front court. His guys down big. Trying to cash in. Derrick Rose looking good. 4 for 5.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
To Carter. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Biyombo rocking the rim. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Availability is limited, so you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Dragic, defended by Derrick Rose. Goran Dragic, 3 for 6 now.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Dragic. Missed a wide open look.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual. Actual target, he was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Dragic into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Carter. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Griffin. Kennard. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Griffin buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness. By the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Dragic. Can't connect. Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. Biz Bismack Biyombo swats it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Shot no good there for Griffin. Lets it fly from long range. Pistons have the rebound. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout. They're down big in this fourth quarter and a chance here to empty their bench.
This offer is only valid during today's game, so take advantage of this great opportunity.
Changes coming from both sides right now.
Into the game for the Pistons. Number 1.
19-footer at the buzzer. The Heat with the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of...
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Heat were simply amazing in this contest. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Miami Heat. The Pistons did not look good in this one, and neither did the score. And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Assists.
The Miami Heat played fantastic team basketball today. Ball movement is clearly what separated these two squads.
Player of the game.
And what we have here are highlights worth 1,000 words. There's no question he stood out amongst the rest in today's matchup.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
This is what the future holds for the Miami Heat. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up on behalf of ESPN on EA Sports.